Hey, you there? All right. Two-step equations, people. Two-step equations. So because we're undoing, it's a lot like opposite order, which means opposite order of operations. So normally we would do multiplication division first and then do addition subtraction. But since we are undoing, first we're always going to undo addition or subtraction, and then you undo any sort of multiplication or division. All right, let's show you what we're after here. So in problem number 1, again, we're still starting on the side with the variables. Remember, your equal sign is technically who separates it. Again, not a required thing to do here. So you can see we are on the left-hand side. And so any addition or subtraction there? There certainly is. So to undo and adding a 6, I'm going to subtract a 6 from both sides. So there we go. There we go. Now again, I don't need to actually do the math here because additive inverses says it's going to give me a 0. And if I add 0 onto anything, additive identity tells me nothing's going to change. So it's only a negative 2x over here. That's it. Again, no thinking or analyzing. No, well, what is negative 6? No. It's always going to be the case. And on the right-hand side, 20 minus 6 is your 14. Again, stay on the same side with that letter. So that is that left-hand side. To undo a multiplying by a negative 2, we are going to divide by a negative 2. Remember, we're undoing the operation, not the sign here when it comes to multiplication and division. So I can see here a negative 2 divided by a negative 2 is a positive 1. 1 times x is an x. But hey, once you start getting comfortable with this, we don't even need to analyze it. Because we're undoing it there, we know it's going to happen every single time, and we're going to get ourselves a negative 7. All right? So to check it, okay, well, we're just going to simply plug it back into the original problem. So I'm going to plug it back into where I started with. So that's going to be negative 2 times negative 7 and then plus 6. Negative 2 times negative 7, well, that's a positive 14. 14 plus 6, does that equal 20? Absolutely it does. So again, we want you to understand how the check step works. We're not going to have you do it every single time, because if you had to do it every single time, oh, the pain, people. The pain, the horror for every single time. So we want you to know how it works. But, again, it's there to be used from time to time. All right, question number 2. Again, start inside the letter. Undo any addition or subtraction. So to undo subtracting by a 10, you should be adding a 10. So yeah, let's add 10 to both sides. All right. As we talked about yesterday in the notes, is because they are opposites or inverses. You can, if you'd like to visually do that, go right ahead. I've got an x divided by 3 that's left, and negative 14 plus 10 gives me a negative 4. So again, back on the side with the letter. To undo dividing by a 3, we need to multiply by a 3. So remember, multiplication goes to the side, and it's wrapped in parentheses. Again, I could go through it all, but yeah, multiplying by 3, dividing by 3, goodbye. All right? So it's just an x that's left over and gives me a negative 12. Negative 4 times 3. So let's go back into the original problem, and let's do that check step. So instead of x divided by 3, it's negative 12 divided by 3, and then minus 10. Negative 12 divided by 3 is a negative 4. So negative 4 minus 10, is that a negative 14? And again, I'm going right back up there. And sure enough, it is. So I know I've got myself something good that's there. So not much is going on here in question 3, except we're just on the other side. So again, now I'm going to start on that right-hand side. To undo subtracting by a 20, we're going to add a 20. All right, so we'll add it to both sides. On my left side, 30 plus 20 gives me 50. On the right side, who's there? Well, it's only a negative 5c. Again, they're additive inverses that are there. Again, negative 20 plus 20 gives me a 0. Again, no need to it. That's why we spend that time with those inverses. That's why we spend some time with those opposites that are there. All right, so divide both sides by negative 5 because I was multiplying by a negative 5. 50 divided by negative 5. Okay, that's negative 10. And that gives me a C on this side here. Ooh, just a C. Check. All right, let's do it. -5 times -10, and then -20. And again, I'm grabbing that from right up here. I want to see if I get a positive 30 for an answer. Well, let's see. -5 times -10, that's a positive 50. 50 minus 20, is that 30? Absolutely it is. All right. Let's do one more here. Again, starting on the right-hand side, I can see we are adding an 18. So to undo that, we're going to subtract an 18 from both sides. And again, that's a phrase you're going to hear over and over again, from both sides. Remember, from yesterday, got to keep it balanced. What you do to one side, you got to do to the other. So, all right, let's see. -23 minus 18, same signs. So we'll add and keep the sign. So that's a -41. And let's see, who's on the other side? Oh, who's there? Well, it's x divided by 5. Remember, you can cross out those opposites if you would like. So, again, back on that right-hand side to finish things off, the opposite dividing by 5 is the multiply by 5. So we'll put that on both sides. Let's see how I did here. 5 times a -41. All right, 5, -20, -205 equals x. All right. Seems a little like suspicious. I don't know. This is why we like the check step. So if you're in a test or a quiz and you're like, I'm just not sure, let's check it out here. So if I take the -205 and divide it by 5, I need to then add on an 18. I should be getting my -23. So let's see here. -205 divided by 5. Well, that's going to give me a -41. I can do 5. How many groups of 5 to get to 100? That's 20. Another 20. And then one more group. Look at that. Elementary school in action here, people. All right. And then if I do -41 plus 18, do I get a -23? And yeah, if I subtract it, I get 23. I got more negatives. Woo! All right. So again, it's there. It's there to use. Again, every single time you got to trust yourself there a little bit. But yeah, that's what we're after on it. All right, people, that's it. We are out of here. All right. I got to go.